The other big thing in the news for us is that last week boosters were approved for 5 to 11-year-olds, and that would be Pfizer's vaccine, and it'll be the same vaccine that they got as the initial series. So the kids who've gotten vaccinated so far, which in that age group I think is roughly at about 50 to 60% of that age group has gotten their first 2 shots, are now eligible to get their 3rd shot because they got it in the last part of October. You want to wait 5 months. 5 months is up, so it's time to think about vaccinating as a booster. So let's go through whether or not you as a parent want to think about having your 5 and 11-year-old boosted. And there's a little bit, you have some decision-making process to go through. First of all, it is true that kids in that age group who get COVID usually get a milder infection, and it's unusual for them to get a multi-system inflammatory disorder or get hospitalized or have a severe infection. And so that's good, actually, but it's not 100%. So there are some kids who will get more severe infection and end up hospitalized. In fact, during Omicron surge back in January and February, the highest numbers of kids hospitalized since COVID started is what we saw. And some of that has to do with increased transmissibility and the fact that the kids were out there doing things like being in school and playing sports and play groups and so on and so forth, but they are still doing that. So if you want to avoid the small chance of severe COVID, then go get your child boosted. Unfortunately, just 2 shots, it looks like, in the age for 5 to 11 is not all that protective for Omicron. In fact, it's probably only somewhere between 15 to 30% protective for a breakthrough infection. While it's likely it's protective for severe infection or hospitalization, we don't really know. There weren't enough people who got hospitalized in the study to know. So 3 shots are going to tank up the immunity and make it much less likely that your child will have a breakthrough infection in the near future. Some people have asked me, well, should I get the booster now for my child, or should I wait until this fall before the winter season? And you have to sort of ask yourself a few questions that really only you can answer. If your child has any kind of underlying illness, then I would go get boosted now. That's kind of a no-brainer. So diabetes, asthma, lung disease, cystic fibrosis, or is immunocompromised or taking immunocompromised medicine, then they go get boosted now. In fact, immunocompromised people should be, even the 5 to 12-year-olds, 5 to 11-year-olds should be getting their fourth dose now. If you are going out of the country for your travels in this summer, you might want to consider having your child boosted, because a breakthrough infection in England will mean that you'll be spending some time watching The View in your hotel room in London rather than coming home right away, because if you get a positive test while traveling, you can't re-enter the United States for 10 days until your isolation period's over. And so that's disruptive. So if you're planning international travel, that would be a reason to get boosted, because even a breakthrough will be disruptive. If you have a busy summer and you're going away to sleepaway camp for 2 to 4 weeks, and your child's going to be there, you probably don't want to be getting a phone call saying you need to come pick your child up because they've got COVID now. So most camps are actually requiring vaccination. A lot of them don't stipulate whether they need to be boosted or not. But I think if you're going away to a sleepaway camp, a child should be boosted this summer. Otherwise, I guess it's okay to wait until the fall. I think children in that age group will, in the fall, will still be getting the current vaccine. Now, Moderna may be getting their vaccine approved for this age group as well, sometime in June. So if you want, you could wait until June and do the Moderna vaccine as the booster. And the first two would have been Pfizer, and then do Moderna as a booster. Theoretically, it might provide a little bit more robust and long-lasting immunity by doing that.